Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are diving into the one sense that, well, it consistently tops the list of what people fear losing the most: their sight.
Hmm.
Our sources point to this powerful insight. 7 out of every 10 people say they fear losing their vision more than their hearing or their sense of smell or even taste.
It's a primal fear.
Yeah.
And, for good reason. Vision is our primary data stream. It's our main connection to the world.
Right.
And yet, here's this paradox we see everywhere. We're so meticulous about our dental health, brushing, flossing, regular checkups.
Of course.
But when it comes to eye care, we treat it more like an emergency response system, not a daily maintenance routine.
Exactly. And the stakes have never been higher. I mean, the modern screen-driven lifestyle is just relentlessly challenging our eyes. We're spending, 10, maybe 14 hours a day staring at glowing rectangles?
It's a huge amount of time. And it's leading to this chronic fatigue, irritation, and a dryness that, for many people, just never seems to go away.
Yeah.
So our mission for this deep dive is really to provide you with some clarity. We've dissected a whole stack of sources, everything from clinical optometrist guides to some really dense physiological research.
I boiled it all down.
We've distilled it into a practical, actionable framework. We want to give you the daily habits, the digital detox techniques, and, a powerful set of exercises you need to protect your vision for a lifetime.
So we're unpacking a framework for maintenance, some powerful physical exercises, and essential digital detox tips. Okay, let's unpack this and maybe start with the foundational biological problem. What is the real damage digital strain is doing to our eyes day in and day out?
What's fascinating here, and a little scary, is how the act of intense focus, specifically on a screen, completely short-circuits one of our most crucial automatic biological functions.
Which is blinking.
Blinking, exactly.
Okay.
When you're relaxed, maybe just listening to music or gazing around a room, you naturally blink about 22 times every minute.
22 times. That sounds incredibly efficient. Why so often? What is that natural rate actually doing for us?
That blinking is. It's just absolutely vital. Think of it as your eye's own personal maintenance crew.
Okay, a maintenance crew. I like that.
Every single blink helps to grease the surface. It spreads the tear film, which is actually 3 layers deep. It cleans off micro debris, and it gives your eye a tiny micro break from light. It's constant lubrication and cleaning.
So when we shift gears to staring at a spreadsheet or, scrolling through our phones, what happens to that automatic maintenance crew?
They basically go on strike. When we focus intensely on a screen, that crucial blink rate falls dramatically. It goes from 22 times a minute all the way down to about 7.
7. Wow.
That reduction, that huge drop in lubrication, is the express lane to dryness, inflammation, fluctuating focus, and that gritty, painful feeling you get at the end of the day.
I think most of us assume dry eyes just means we need to buy some artificial tears. But what our sources show is that it's actually structural. It affects the delicate tear film itself.
It does. And that's the key structural problem. Without that frequent physical action of blinking, the actual quality of your tears degrades. The oil glands in the eyelids, the ones that are supposed to seal in the moisture, they can start to clog. The tear film just breaks apart faster, leaving the sensitive eye surface exposed, and that's what causes the blurred or unstable vision people complain about.
And this isn't just a comfort issue, is it? This is a productivity killer.
Absolutely. The data is pretty compelling. A 2024 Vision Health report surveyed full-time employees, and half of them have suffered from at least one measurable eye health issue.
That's a huge number.
It is. And the staggering part, 2/3 of those issues negatively impacted their productivity. We're talking errors, slow progress, and just straight-up burnout. Treating eye strain is directly linked to your performance.
So before we get to the solution, let's give everyone listening a quick, simple way to check their eye health right now. It's a common test for determining dry eyes that we found in the sources.
Okay, so get ready. Maybe blink a couple of times just to refresh your eyes. Now, try to hold your eyes open without blinking for as long as you can. I'm going to get to 10.
All right, hold them open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, if you had to blink or if your eyes started watering or burning before I hit that 10-second mark, that's a really strong indicator that your tear film is breaking up too quickly. Your eyes are likely dry, and action is genuinely needed now to restore that moisture.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's move from just identifying the problem to establishing a genuine proactive defense system. We'll start with daily habits and digital detox, all wrapped up in a simple framework called the EYES method.
The EYES method is a great mnemonic, and it focuses on three core pillars designed specifically for the digital worker. The first pillar is prepare.
Prepare.
This is all about managing your environment before you even start looking at the screen.
So how do we prepare our environment effectively? What does that look like?
Well, you need to eliminate glare, which often means repositioning overhead lights or moving away from a window. You also want to enhance screen contrast, make the text crisper, and crucially, set your digital device in a downward gaze.
Why is that downward gaze so important from a physiological standpoint?
Think about the mechanics of your eye. When you look straight ahead or even slightly up, you expose a really large surface area of the eyeball,
Okay.
which of course increases tear evaporation. But when you position the screen lower, forcing that slightly downward gaze, your eyelids naturally cover more of the eye.
Ah, I see.
It reduces evaporation and allows your tears to kind of pool and lubricate more effectively. It's a simple ergonomic adjustment, but it provides profound protection.
That makes perfect sense. Less exposure means less evaporation. So what's the second pillar? The one that applies while we're actually working.
That is perform. While you're working, while you're performing your daily tasks,
Mm-hmm.
you have to consciously and frequently blink. We need to actively override that digital focus system that wants to shut blinking down.
So like take a blink break.
Exactly. Take micro breaks dedicated only to blinking quickly to ensure those tears are spreading consistently across the entire surface of your eye.
And then once the work is done, how do we use that final pillar? Preserve.
Preserve is all about recovery. Once the screen is off, you must prioritize quality, restorative sleep. Sleep is when your entire body repairs itself, and it's essential for restoring the ocular surface and preparing those delicate structures for the strain of the next day.
Right.
Trying to function on 6 hours of sleep when you have 12 hours of screen time it's a recipe for chronic eye pain.
Beyond the EYES framework, the sources were pretty much universal in emphasizing one specific digital detox habit. Everyone knows it, but almost nobody implements it consistently.
The 20-20-20 rule.
The 20-20-20 rule.
It's simple, it's memorable, and it's scientifically proven to alleviate strain. Every 20 minutes you spend looking at something up close a screen or even a physical book, you take a 20-second break and you look at least 20 feet away.
Why does that work so well? I mean, what's actually happening inside the eye during that 20-second break?
It's all about training and relaxing the ciliary muscle. That's the muscle that controls the shape of your lens and lets your eye focus up close.
A combination.
That's the one. That muscle gets locked up and fatigued when you stare at a fixed distance for too long. By forcing your gaze 20 feet away, you're triggering that muscle to completely relax. It's giving it a much-needed mental and physical break before you jump back into the close-up work.
And we can't forget the simplest habit of all, mentioned across all the sources as just foundational.
Consistent
The
hydration.
hydration.
Absolutely. I mean, hydration is the unseen foundation for the tear film itself. If your body isn't well hydrated, the liquid part of your tears, the aqueous layer, it suffers. Your eyes need lots of water and nutrients, just like every other organ, to work at their best.
Okay, so we've covered the passive maintenance. Now, let's transition from those habits to active strengthening. Let's get into the active 10-minute daily routine designed to stimulate eye muscles, increase blood supply, basically treating our eyes like the incredibly complex organs they are.
This routine is essentially physio for your eyes. And we start by reinforcing that foundational blinking habit that the EYES method requires.
How do we kick off the routine?
The first exercise is just to intentionally blink for about 30 to 60 seconds. Do it quickly, but not frantically, just consciously. This helps reprogram your nervous system to adopt that frequent blinking habit naturally.
So you're building the habit. What about muscle relaxation and circulation?
For deep muscle relaxation, close your eyes tight for 3 to 5 seconds. Really squeeze those muscles, and then open them. Repeat that sequence 7 times.
Okay.
Then we move to guided movement. Look slowly to your right while you inhale, pause for a beat, and then slowly move your gaze to the left while you exhale. Do this deliberate, slow movement for 30 to 60 seconds.
And the breathing helps.
The integrated breathing slows everything down, ensuring you get the maximum muscle stretch, and then you follow it with a few seconds of just closing your eyes for recovery.
I appreciate that focus on slowness. It prevents those jerky movements and forces control, which exercises focus more on broader visual perception.
Next, we address the full range of motion, which is great for strengthening both nearsighted and farsighted vision. You move your gaze in different straight-line directions, right to left for 5 seconds, then up and down for 5 seconds.
Simple enough.
And following those linear movements, you move your eyes in a slow, continuous circular motion for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then finally, you visually draw a figure 8 that forces your gaze into corners and diagonal movements.
That is true visual calisthenics. Now let's tackle the focusing and coordination piece. This is where we train the ability to rapidly change our focal distance.
This is the exercise that directly combats that ciliary muscle fatigue. It strengthens your near and far focusing. You repeat this sequence 5 times. First, hold your thumb about 10 inches from your face.
So arms slightly bent.
Right. And focus intently on the print of your fingerprint for 10 to 15 seconds.
So you're forcing a strong near focus.
Exactly. Then shift your focus to an object 5 to 10 feet away. Hold that for the same amount of time. Then look even further, focusing on an object maybe 10 to 20 feet away.
Yeah, and the last step.
The final step is to refocus back rapidly on your thumb. This sequence forces that ciliary muscle to work its full range near, mid, far, and back to near again. It builds resilience against the constant fixed focus of screens.
That sounds pretty demanding on the eyes. What about exercises that use head movement or involve keeping the eyes closed?
For internal muscle relaxation, you can do a few with your eyes closed. Just close your eyes and slowly move your eyeballs up and down, maybe 5 to 10 times.
Okay.
Another powerful one involves integrating the neck muscles. You rotate your head in a slow circular motion, first right to left, then up to down all, while making sure your eyes are staring straight ahead, maintaining a fixed gaze. This neck movement is crucial because it significantly increases blood circulation to the whole eye region.
And finally, that advanced visual perception exercise I saw, drawing geometric figures.
Yes, this one's great. Keeping your eyes open, you use your gaze to trace a simple geometric figure like a triangle on the wall in front of you. Then you progress. A rectangle, a square, a circle.
And then it gets more complex.
Right. The sources highlight that once you've mastered those, moving to complex figures like a trapezium or a parallel pipe forces your peripheral eye muscles and visual processing centers to work harder. It improves fine motor control and visual perception way beyond just the simple linear movements.
That 10-minute routine is a really comprehensive toolkit. Now, let's jump into the powerful healing techniques that involve manual manipulation and heat. This is where we get into increasing blood flow and lymphatic drainage, flushing out toxins, and bringing in nutrients.
2 fundamental rules here. First, always make sure your hands are absolutely clean.
Critical.
And second, never, under any circumstances, rub your eyes directly. We are only working on the surrounding bone and musculature.
Got it. So what's the first technique for increasing circulation and draining those waste toxins?
We can help improve fluid circulation inside the eye by applying very light pressure. Start by gently rubbing the outside of your eyes in little circles with the heels of your hand for about 20 seconds.
So you're warming up the area.
Exactly, increasing local blood flow. Then, to assist the flow of the internal eye fluids, you slightly push against your temples with your fingers. Hold that gentle pressure for about 2 seconds and repeat that 4 or 5 times. It helps stimulate the drainage pathways.
Let's talk about acupressure targeting specific points around the eyes.
Acupressure is excellent for localized stimulation. Take your second or third finger and just gently run it across the bone ridge right above your eye socket, the supraorbital region, down to the top of your nasal area about 5 times. This encourages circulation and relieves muscle tension.
And there was another point right above the pupil.
Yes, you can press and make little circles right above the pupil area, but underneath the brow bone, again, never on the eyeball, for about 20 seconds. That's a key point for relieving eye strain.
I saw a specific technique for stimulating the tear duct region to prevent it from clogging up.
That's vital for tear quality. You stimulate the tear duct by pushing on the highest part of the bridge of your nose in little circular motions for 15 to 20 seconds. And to flush stagnation, to help drain accumulated waste, you push gently in and down below the eye orbits about 10 times.
And that can help with other things too.
The sources suggest this deep draining can also help open up your airways and drain congested sinuses. It just shows how interconnected all these systems are.
This sounds incredibly stimulating for the entire nervous system. And speaking of stimulation, let's discuss tapping.
This is a technique called tap ointment. You use 2 fingers to just gently tap rhythmically back and forth around the perimeter of your eyes. This isn't a deep massage. It's a light, rapid movement.
Why is that tapping so effective?
That tapping action is really powerful for the nervous system. It stimulates neural sensory feedback to the brain, which then responds by increasing localized blood supply and nutrition, which helps initiate a cleansing process.
And what's the ultimate relaxing and restorative way to end this whole routine? The heat ritual.
That would be palming. You rub your palms together vigorously until they feel genuinely warm.
Right.
Once they're warm, you cover your eyes, placing the heels of your hands gently on your cheekbones and your palms on your brow bones, and you just feel that comforting heat and the profound darkness.
What's the mechanism there?
That heat causes vasodilation. It widens the blood vessels. It's like opening up a high-speed highway to rush nutrients and oxygen into the eye region and carry waste away. And just closing your eyes completely in that darkness for at least 30 seconds helps strengthen your photoreceptor cells, making them more resilient to light.
So what does this all mean? We've covered everything from identifying the modern crisis of dryness to implementing preventative frameworks and an active physical strengthening regimen.
It means that optimal vision isn't something you just passively wait for an optometrist to fix once a year. The path forward is a small, daily commitment. It's integrating the eyes method into your work rhythm, never forgetting the 20-20-20 rule during screen time, and committing to that 10-minute exercise routine.
And diet plays a role too, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Good eyesight is intrinsically tied to your diet, emphasizing natural, minimally processed food to preserve those essential vitamins, like A and C.
The outcome, as highlighted by people who actually commit to this regimen, it can be life-changing. Eyes can go from being perpetually red, itchy, and painful to feeling clear and comfortable.
That's the goal. Vision that was blurred and fluctuating can become crisp and steady. This proactive, protective approach lets you really thrive in your digital life and, enjoy the world around you to the fullest.
Your vision is one of your greatest assets.
It is. And you have the tools now to be in control of its longevity. If you commit to this care, your vision will truly last you a lifetime.
So start by identifying just one element, one thing from the IYS method you can implement today. Maybe it's just adjusting your screen for a downward gaze. The only thing limiting your vision is your willingness to commit to its care.